After reading the Why Net Succeed article, while not being totally applicable to the LICW classes, it did bring up some valid points on how we as instructors are presenting ourselves. We have great tools, great material, great directors, success stories abound, so why tinker? Well, as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Quite simply, it's to make our great product even better. Do you remember falling asleep during lectures and classes? I do. How about a website that immediately catches your attention? And of course, the commercials. Remember that catchy jingle or image? Bet you still can remember a few of those today. Show me the beef, right? All of these are designed with the intent of gathering your immediate attention to act upon. Well, how does this relate? We all know that humans are wired to listen to stories. Metaphors abound for the narrative structures that work best to engage people. When I think about the presentations I've seen, the way they took an audience on a trip to an ultimate destination of seeing something in a whole new light, I kind of ask myself, how can I apply this to teaching my class? A key to a successful class is how it's presented. First impressions are so important. Our students have a very strong desire to learn CW, have paid a fee for the club, took time out of their busy schedule to do what? That's right, learn CW. It's up to us to provide the solid foundation and a compelling presentation of these great tools for them to succeed. Simply ask yourself, are they receiving value for their investment with my presentation? Am I doing everything possible? Well, here are some ideas to think about. Thorough preparation. Review each week's lesson plan well in advance. Know the material to be presented. If you're unsure, ask our very talented lead instructor, Quentin, Howard, or Mike, or any of the seasoned instructors. They are there to help you understand the material. Outline your approach. Take a second to write it down. Make notes in the columns and focus on the important areas of the lesson plan. Does your class require some extra prep, like phrases, words, QSO drills, etc.? Have I kept abreast of other classes or presentations that would benefit my students? Well, the bottom line is this. Be prepared. Don't just wing it. Remember, students look to you as the expert, which you are. Review and practice. Boy, what's in your checklist? Ask yourself, how am I doing in presenting the material? Is what I'm presenting clear and understandable? You know, we ask our students to practice, and so should you. Does your presentation flow? Does it make sense? Is it connected? Or are you just going through the mechanics of reading the script? Make it yours and communicate with your students. Are you emphasizing key areas of each section in today's lesson? What's important? Am I clear in my speech? Do I mumble? Does my equipment work? Wow, there's one. We've all been there and done that, fumbling in the dark to get stuff connected. Avoid those traps. Be prepared. Be ready. Can they hear you clearly? Does your code sound good on the other end? You know, if it doesn't sound good to you, it sure doesn't sound good to them. In my opinion, as instructors sending code, we need to be sure the best sound possible. A buzz box in an echoey room doesn't work all that well. There are some great suggestions on Zoom audio in the instructor's Dropbox. Take a look at that. And speaking of that, double check your Zoom settings. These can change almost daily. New students may have problems, so be prepared there to help them as well. And you'd be surprised at the varying levels of audio on Zoom and R2-D2. What else is in your checklist? Well, think about those things specific to your personal presentation. Just like Mike's cockpit checklist, you've got yours for a successful flight. By checking your checklist and actually verbalizing your presentation, yes, even standing in front of a mirror, your confidence level increases. When you open a session, you'll be displaying a level of preparedness that indicates to every student you care and are ready to help them in their CW journey. Connect and engage. Warmth, casualness, friendliness, sociability, and approachability. Smile. Be genuine. For the most part, teaching BC1 and 2 classes are a one-way street. We do all the talking with not much in return. It's hard to tell when students are truly engaged. They are so focused on trying to get it right, we sometimes lose sight of them in the Zoom window. Take time to solicit feedback. A head scratch here or there, or a nod of the head, or a thumbs up or thumbs down. That's just about it. So the question is, how do you connect and engage in this Zoom environment? From the top, set the stage. A brief interaction at the beginning of the class can break the ice, so to speak. For many, this is a new experience, and anonymity seems to be a safe place to be, even to a point of not showing their image in Zoom. Questions, problems, all can be addressed very quickly and a demonstration of care presented. Again, put your students at ease. Remember, people like to hear their own names, be acknowledged for accomplishments, large and small, and welcome to the class. Students, especially early on, don't know what they don't know, but you should. When they make progress or do well, comment on it. Tell them you've seen their growth and congratulate and motivate. Tell them what today's lesson is all about, the areas covered, the characters to be worked on, and additional items like QSO practice or words. Do you have any specific areas of focus within the BC lesson? If so, point them out. Tell them, show them, and tell them again. For each section, tell them what we're going to do. Clearly explain how the drill works and show them. Run the drill, and then tell them again just what we did. Reinforce the drill and reminding them to use the practice page. Again, ask for questions, look for feedback, engage your students. Use the chat for impromptu surveys, posting links to important areas of the LICW curriculum, schedules, upcoming events, items specific to the level you're teaching. Chat also allows students to type chat messages to everybody in the room or specifically to you in a private chat. It's especially useful to give more people the chance to be heard, like for students who would prefer not to speak up in class or are hiding in that blank screen. Let's face it, learning CW is a tiring experience. I don't know about you, but even a short drill can really get my head spinning. I've come out of Quentin's class totally drained. With that said, it's important to let students pause and reflect throughout the lesson. Take a second between sections for them to recover, reset, and be ready for the next portion of the session. Kind of a clean the slate, so to speak. The segue between sections could be used for feedback, question and answers, feedback that they are getting it. In conclusion, at the end of the class, be sure to remind students that the key to success is practice on a daily basis. 1 hour should do it, AM and PM. Mention the resources such as Morris Ninja, Wordless Trainer, and of course the LICW practice page. And we now have a specific class on the practice page to learn the ins and outs of this fantastic tool. Post that in the chat. Again, feedback, questions, and thank them for attending today's session. Be sure to make yourself approachable with email or chat. Feedback is so important. What does or doesn't work is important. Be what you can be. Each of us has our own style, experience level, personality, way of speaking, and background. How each of us applies the items covered is certainly up to you. What I've offered here are some suggestions that hopefully will help you to present a positive, focused, caring experience to your students, one that will promote success in their journey. Above all, be yourself, smile, and have fun. Thanks for listening.